utility
Okay,
so that
so
they can rotate
standard
a bit more
comp
freely around the
against
map.
Yeah, and I
Fade.
love how ZETA are really giving the initiator role over to their young guns, Yuran and Hiruran.
Viper
Let's see how
Fade,
well they
interesting.
do up against T1 as we head into our
Been
final
seeing a good
series
amount
of
of
the day. Tossing it over to our casters,
good
Asarai
amount of
and
Viper
Quack.
at the moment.
So many things has happened today, man. Lots of ups, lots of downs, but we are 100% sure that they have all been bangers, and I expect the
No
same
flash,
of this
yeah,
last
might have to
series,
split a
T1
lot.
versus ZETA Division.
Yeah,
The good
winner of
news
this
is
one
there's only
definitely goes forward through to
double
playoffs, and that's
only one
already a
controller.
really big
If it was double
deal.
controller, they'd be
Meanwhile,
fully
on the other
wrecked.
side,
But
I mean, starting things off on the map of Ascent.
not
T1,
overly worried for
what
them.
an
It might
interesting composition. We might have seen a little
it
bit
might be a struggle. The good thing is they still have like, well, as long as Fade's alive, they still have the utility to get through smokes. T1 on defense, ZETA on attack.
How's it gonna play out?
Well, we'll see here and now. Izu's been an absolute
Instant,
monster,
I get so
whether
much
he's
information
on that
here.
Yoru or here on this Omen as well. ZETA Division not wasting any time, already pushed up on here onto short. Quick contact between Carpe and teammate. Paranoia does push them back. Very huge use on that,
unreal.
on the scanning and everything, and Def chases
Oh.
down the kill. Izu does
Where'd
get
the bullets
contact.
gone?
Huron already here on Heaven does get a couple of frags, important frags, that gives access for
That's a
ZETA
really
on
cool
that B
pistol.
site. A quick plant will follow. X-Grid and Rossi remain to get that retake.
Planted.
Already so quick into
The
sight
deep recon
with
was
that. I mean, how do you retake? You
was
got
the one
Cypher,
for this.
You got the Viper.
Okay, I like the
It's not gonna
smoke.
be the easiest task in the world.
Luck
You
out
might
a little
clear
bit, gives them some
corners,
space
but
as
when it comes
well.
down to the gunplay,
I say as they eat a
ZETA's
knife.
neatly tucked away inside of Hell. They walk through and, well,
Lovely
Sugar
pistol.
Zero.
That was that was really cool. Okay.
True. Man is a Diet Coke.
The execution of it was
All the fun,
next level as well.
none of the bad
It's like every bit of util was perfect.
Sugar Zero.
oh, okay, okay.
Bro, come on, keep up the pace, man. I know we're in the third series. Anyways, quick little recap on this replay. Again, ZETA Division with
Variation
that
of
coach
Lev
theirs,
pistol.
man,
I mean,
their
this was
tempo
like
really has
a
amped up
this is like an
pace,
old
and it's
school
not just
pistol.
them
BBL used to do this like 2 years ago,
just going
and then
radically
Fnatic did a
into it.
similar
There's
one.
always
Lev's
thought
done something
behind the
similar.
push.
Carlisle definitely has, shaped up this team.
Like
a
it's
little
been
bit more,
around
so
for a
now
while,
they
but that
have
was one of the better
protocols, really
executions of it
aggressive
for
moves,
sure.
but they just are
Lovely
able
flash on this
to
as
push
well.
it and melt through. Even in this one, yes, it's an anti-eco, but Depp is that much more confident just to go in along with it.
Yeah, Hitteron's been hitting them flashes from here on out. Here on run. I'm losing my mind a little bit because it is the last series. But going back into things, quick little dash in from Depp.
Ooh.
Picks him up to 3K as Rossi falls down. All up to X-Curie.
This is a solid
Little
start.
peek on Heaven though. Peekaboo, I see you. Marshall in hand. Extra tag or anything, not gonna happen. Only Euron as a collateral here for ZETA, and two
Okay,
quick
not
rounds
too
for
bad at all.
Japanese.
One
It's early, but
one death.
with this speed and with T1, not quite adapting to it just yet.
Yeah, these were some
Again,
convincing
really early.
rounds.
But your predictions, Asarai.
Eco though.
You know what? I don't really care anymore at this point.
I mean, we never really actually do, come on, let's be honest, but at the
I
same time...
do,
Okay,
know?
fine. But at the same time, it's just really interesting to see because, like, everyone else kind of thought the T1 would be the team. They're more, veteran.
Okay, T1 for the
They got the star players.
big buy round.
you
Want to
got
fight over
X-Tier.
towards A main. They hear the TP out though, so they can't duel this. We get an attack smoke to block vision. Like ZETA heavily wanted to
Yeah,
take
that's
A
the
main.
thing, is
Smoke
ZETA's
in,
upgrade
knife
that
in.
much more powerful, and I'm
You got,
really
oh my goodness, Sai's
impressed to
going
see if
walking.
That is the case. We know how strong Depp is, and yes, he's still opening a lot of it.
Sai's
but I'm
going
very
walking,
curious to
and
see
the other
what
two are
Euron
facing
and
over towards
Euron have
middle
in
as well.
store for us.
So they lose A main, but obviously they have
already
the
seen
trips
it.
to give them
Talking about
info.
this, right?
Absolutely, yeah, exactly. I've been watching a couple of the games with Heron, and I mean, there is potential. I wasn't like blown away, but there is potential on the man himself. I was about to say this, side player is pushed up all the way on Sabrosa.
Ow.
Whoa!
And wall
That is a
wall
massive
bang.
reply.
We've seen
Okay,
two
there's a
different
lot
weapons
up
actually
to
get
execute
that
on
shots
site
through
here.
this, through the wall and everything.
I say on
X-Tier
site, on
still
boat.
holding the angle here.
Ooh,
And again,
nice
a
util
very
as well.
vocal
This was
player
good from them. I like the
leading the charge
I like the
into
reaction from
securing
losing over
the
towards
first
A
gun
main
round
as
here
well.
for T1.
I got a little bit excited. I thought it would have been like one of those rounds. I mean, it was the rookie, I think, was it Hiroran?
Euron.
Euron, with the Guardian getting the shot through the wall bang. That was really lovely. Maybe through that, they might have been able to do and open up a little bit more. But go back to classics, T1, they have the Odin. Of
This
course,
retake
they had the
Viper
read
wall is better
off of,
than the
that spot
loud
from
one. I mean,
Sabrosa. And
just
with that, just
different
information,
purposes,
right?
right?
Rossi, well-timed snake bite. It completely halted
The good thing about the loud one is there's
We're
so
seeing
much
Carpe
variety
beyond
that you can do
fade,
around
right,
it.
over the Sova. It's just because you have so much more staying power with the C's over the shot
this is a classic.
There's a quick little push in.
Always allows you to fast flood into sight.
Right
3 people here.
Basically like 3 people of T1 is already here. Izu's finding contact on Hiroron.
Oh my goodness,
Couple
this
of pop
attack
shots
Odin.
through the walls here, forcing TP away.
Jet has to kind of open this one up.
He's got to create some contact right now. Spots one in front of Rossi. Rossi
Yeah,
is too good.
it came a lot down to that
Generator
kill. Laz has to
turned
ace
into
this one.
His domain, his kingdom, leaving Laz in a very
Okay, lovely double swing on this one as well.
unsavory,
Nicely done from T1.
unsavory
Yeah,
position.
Depp had to
T1
somehow
quick to answer.
win that duel.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel comfortable. You know you have to peek out. You're going to have to try to find whatever you can get, but too many players on the other side, they're going to play off each other's contact. At the same time, I mean, this round, just impressive anchoring from both controllers. Izu with a TP back into hell, and then playing off around that. Rossi just toying around with
Bro
death,
just-
keeping his
bro
tension
just
away
gave
from
up.
the rest of his team as much as possible. This T1 adapting right back into the game.
And again, Carpe is probably one of the, the players that came from a different league.
So Depp and Laz saved a lot of money into the second round. I think Depp had like,
It's been a year.
sorry, I think Laz had 5k
He's adjusting.
into
I like
the bonus.
The idea of the
So
fade.
because of that, they can buy
And it
2
definitely
hero
works
guns
out on
into this.
defense as well. The C's can give you so much. But off of an
Shock
eco
Dart
now,
breaks the
Zeta
trip, and they kind of get info
trying
that
to get
you would
an
think
idea for
Cypher
how
is over
T1
towards A after
really,
seeing that,
really
but
defends.
T1 are doing a good
They're trying
job
to
of
fish for
actually
a kill,
making
but
the
T1's just not
Cypher
giving them
be
satisfaction.
very unpredictable, and it's
I mean,
good
if
to do
Zeta
that,
wants any
especially
form of
against the
contact, they
KO, so you don't
have
get
to
hit by the
go
knife.
into the domain here of T1. Speaking of which, though, Rossi and Izu, right then and there, quick,
The timing of the
close
molly
on the
here
contact.
was
Depp was able to dash right in, but
actually
I don't know how much
perfect.
impact he can
Oh,
actually
this
do.
is weird.
So he just
Okay,
leaves the
this
site
is a weird
and
round right now.
starts to create some tempo here on Heaven. It's going to be very risky, but he has to do this by himself and leave his team to fend
But
off
the problem with
on their
Depp
own.
is
And
they
it does work
don't.
out in
He
some
thinks they
extent,
don't know
but
he's.
he is on an
Depp
island
thinks.
right
Oh wait,
now,
what?
Quack. Gets the first one,
Oh man,
but
so
Saya
I'm
shuts
pretty
it
sure
up very
Saya
quickly.
called that he was just holding this,
Now
and they had no
Zop's
idea that
still
he crossed. I
moving
actually
over
thought they
their
were
heads. Zeta
more on
division
top of the
just
fact that
trying
he
to
could have been in
position
this
himself
corner.
safely enough. Laz tucked away in A main. He's got to make use of that play just right up next to Sugar Zero, because if not, it's easy for T1 to find these 2-on-1s.
Laz has a turret, but he doesn't want to let them know that he's here, so now he might put the turret out.
Watch the jumpy.
The reactionary position.
Yeah, turret goes out. Saya
Time.
shoots the op.
Sugar Zero
Laz realizes that's
on
his
the
timing
swing,
to take
swings
some
right out. Carby's
damage.
very quick on that trade. Laz risking his life to get that contact. Has to swing out. Carby's going to be able to maybe have the spike here. No, he does not. That should just be about that.
He played this
Laz.
very well. Scary
Perfectly
against an Odin,
cool,
with the
calm,
jump
and
peaks
collected.
especially, but
Captain of Zeta
nicely
Division
handled.
Secures one.
Very well played.
Big
I mean,
round
it was
from
a bit of
them.
like a half-ish buy, and you had some players just off of pistols. But that little duo between Yudon and Sugar Zero, buying the attention away, Sugar Zero getting the tap at the Sheriff, really allows them to open up the site. I think Izu, had to spin so much back and forth that it allowed for the rest of the team to make their way in, and not to mention depth right up around window. It kind of throws things off for a little bit.
True. You're T1 in a guessing game, right? Is he
Yeah.
staying on the site to protect the site, or did he overpush so that he gives more information and more map control for Zeta Division? Went for the latter, so he reaps the benefits of that. Only
it-
good for
If
the first
Saya
kill, but
gets a
yeah.
Holds
kill,
out that operator.
it
That's the
could
thing.
Oh
So
yeah, true.
be knives, and then he could
Buys
throw
up
the
now,
gun
T1
across,
on
but
the
the
half
fact
buy.
he's brought down to 400,
T1's
Probably not gonna
very
be seeing
adamant
that
about
one.
This mid control.
unless he gets to
Every
like
time
a
they don't get that mid control.
advantageous
Zeta's
round.
somehow
early
always
retake.
knocking on a short or somewhere, right?
Right.
Drone
There's
goes in.
rounds that Zeta has gotten
Where is this
pretty
cam? Top
successful
left.
on.
Oh
Okay,
boy.
Bell command. Carby's been spotted actually coming around the corner here. He could be in a bad
Okay,
spot.
Oh, dead.
Boy, does he.
Excuret
Depp now holding
somehow.
the angle.
Back
Fragment
of sight,
active
needs to
so
kill
that
like
Depp can
2.
cross a little bit more peacefully into the site. Excurate,
one.
very vocal player of T1.
Ah, it's
Gets a
unlucky.
bit
This
of
Odin again. It's
powwow.
the Odin with
For
the
the one,
tagging
next
as
step,
well.
so
Just
step in
any
the
kind
right
of initial
direction
plan,
here.
like
As
him
T1
just trying to
forced
spot
to
and
go
get
for
to a
this
better
retake.
position.
Moving quickly into the
Just get
minimap.
wrecked.
One holding B
Tagging
main.
is so
Cypher
strong.
is on the lurk. If he can get Laz, the pinch could be better here for T1.
Such an interesting retake toxic screen, exactly. Side player, of course, then he would have the Blade Storm up as well, but you gotta watch out for that alarm bot. He knows it's there. Timing is crucial. going along with the team now.
Yo!
There it is.
There it is indeed, and here comes the offense right now for T1. Do they still have enough time though, or can they only just let ZETA Division hold the angle here? Euron popping shots through the smoke,
dude,
and
this
boy
gun,
is he
bro.
blind, but he is not
Either
going
change
to
the map or
miss
change the
beat
gun.
Odin.
I really
Killing
like
me.
that. I mean, first of all, you gotta admire Depp. You gotta admire how he gets these entries. Apart from that, just Yudon. I mean, the
Change the gun, yeah, it fires too fast. I'm kind of okay with the heavy pen because it's only like this and Lotus where it's like pretty much
if you do stay in it,
not map breaking, but
your tracers are visible. Your
it
opponents
can be
fire
used
right back. So
in
very well
so
played
many
by
areas
ZETA.
around the map.
And if I were
But
to
the
add,
fire rate when you zoom
another
in
interesting
is
note. Actually,
outrageous
last
in my
year for
opinion.
Masters Tokyo,
Drop it for me.
T1 was that team that knocked ZETA down. T1 was the team that denied ZETA Masters Tokyo. So if ZETA can actually win this, that would be huge.
So it is some form of retribution.
Little bit.
All right, I like it. Storyline.
Chalk
set
over
up,
towards middle just in case there's a trip
revenge
hit.
arc. I mean, not
No trip as we can
but
see.
We are seeing a possibility here. That being said,
for
though,
the revenge arc.
true. That being said, though, both of the initiators for T1
And the timing of
ZETA
this might be good.
have
Prowler goes
been
out and then we take the swing.
very good at utilizing these Odin spam. The Odin spam is great. Ooh,
Wow, we got out of there.
He's
going
going in for
back.
more. I mean, at parties, you don't want to double dip, but in Valorant, it's perfectly normal. Even rewarded at times.
Without a doubt, I mean.
Oh, that shot dart.
Oh,
Yikes.
oh my
that's
god.
fine.
Oh my god, the double
What a
bounce.
shot dart from
Oh, Saya
Euron.
was not expecting the second
the
bounce on
one.
that.
That's
Well
jet for jet.
placed, but apart from that, you know, after a little bit of pressure onto B, the rest of the team already rotated closer towards A.
Wait, what is this cam?
Skewer and Izu better be ready.
Last has been spotted already. That is a magical camera there. And Izu,
Oh my.
boy, is playing with the hearts here. He cannot get denied. It's all down to Euron. Chases it right in. Time and
Damn,
everything.
that cam is
Very much
scary
against him, and
good.
Skewer finishes it off.
SC is the one who starts it as well.
Illegal?
I mean,
Nah,
that
it'll be
spy
so
cam was
legal. It's fine.
everything.
As long as
He
you can
saw
shoot
so
it,
much, did
and
not
it's
shoot
not
out
like
any
outside
tracers,
of the
just
map,
called for
they're
the
pretty
team.
much the rules.
Hey, they're right up here. Izu, be prepared for this. Hunter's Free goes out. Izu's just dancing, dude, and he doesn't get tagged by it whatsoever. In fact, he actually picks up those 2 frags. And off of it now, of course, T1 picks up the win. It's back to that mind game of like, is ZETA Division
Oh, it can definitely be broken. It can definitely be broken. They just gotta look up. That's the issue. You're not really looking up over towards there. That looks very, very strong.
If not B main, maybe closer towards mid. You never quite know where he's going to show up. Depp has to watch out for that.
Not just that, but again, we've seen this in the first series with Paper X, where you do see the duelist having a lot of support from the initiator, not just utility support, but firepower as well. And you see Carpe do the same thing with Saya player here, where if Saya misses a beat or gets followed up on by ZETA Division, if he gets the pick off and he's out in the open, Carpe's just gonna let that Odin rip and assist his boy out, and it works fine for T1 here.
Exactly.
T1 assistant coach needs to rage for that cam. Dude, this is the benefit of having 4 coaches though. You can have stuff like that.
Being able to support his
Never seen that one
way.
before.
Lots of support in the crowd for T1, to say the least.
I mean, we got an interview a while ago, right, where one of the fans just said that he's
Wait,
here
both of these teams
not
have 4
feeling
coaches,
any
right?
fatigue whatsoever, waiting for this specific match. I'm not sure if you picked up the fans, you know, on our microphones, but they do be faithful to T1, and T1 is not disappointing at all here, Quack.
None whatsoever. At least not for this round in the books. It is that half buy coming out from
Thrown
ZETA.
over
T1
towards
has
short,
to
but 4 people
definitely
main.
make their buy count. Saya off of the Blaze, if anything. And with the way that
Odin, oh man, the Odin here.
Mid,
Oh, goes a little bit
not
aggro
really
though.
giving out too much.
Oh, might have messed up.
Just ready with that Odin.
Depp is all gonna really fall down onto him unless that Odin spam from for Carpe gets so much more value. Saya player getting a little bit too heated on him.
And they can pick up the guns here. There's 2 on the site.
But this heavy contact from ZETA Division
We've got a Killjoy ult as well if they want it.
To pick up all the weapons,
There
get
we
them
go.
upgrades, and even use that Killjoy lockdown from the extra sauce. But can they break it though? door is opened up already here. It will get broken because of the
Gets
trade.
traded.
Sugar0 does get that pick off. 2 versus 3. Extra getting close onto the site. Gives away his position. Smoke gives him a little bit of cover, but also separates the rest of the team right now as Saya player
Lovely rounds.
whiffs the blades.
Honestly, the reposition there.
Chance. ZETA division.
I think if he's held strong
It's your
under
back.
Heaven here, he's owned it. Reposition was just a
replay
little
on
bit off in
that
terms of the
execute
timing
from
of it.
ZETA division,
Felt
'cause they went in so
slightly
quickly.
unlucky.
Dep right on top of Generator. Even though Carpe had a node and didn't quite know how to respond so well. And with the way that they played around the smokes too, you can see in that replay, they were able to kind of fend off each section of the site.
Yeah.
Rossi though, man, what a team player, you know, sacking his own life just to deal with that lockdown. But the little bits of movement, dodging out the sprays, kept the rest of ZETA division alive. So now 3-5.
Insta Viper all over
Buy is
towards
back on their
B,
side.
and it's one of the good
Also
ones where
watch-
you have the
Yeah,
trip,
not quite
so you
synchronized.
don't have to
Sorry,
play
I just
anywhere
wanted to comment as
aggro,
well. It felt like the
and then all you can do is just spam off the
nanoswarms that we
trip.
saw last
Very, very
throw
strong. That's why the
was in
Cypher
benefit
Viper
for
combo is
T1,
like,
but it
well,
actually
it's not
works
why
a
the
little bit
Viper.
differently there, just to
Cypher
flush
combo
out,
is strong,
certain
it's just something you
corners
can
and
do
stuff.
with them
Plus,
that's
again,
strong.
if it's your own teammate's nanoswarm, you take somewhat reduced damage so you can swim in it theoretically, you know, so you can use that as some form of aggressive push strat. Speaking of aggressive push strats, Saya player, he doesn't have a tailwind inside of the smoke.
Prowler goes
Is he
out
gonna
over
risk
towards
it?
A.
No.
Doesn't
Fine,
spot
just backs
anyone.
away.
They can change up their wall now
ZETA
because they have the
knowing
Viper.
that there has been a lot of noise, a lot of
And
presence
we
that they made
got
previously towards this mid area.
40
T1 definitely coming
seconds.
in to
They
investigate,
decide to
so
go over towards A.
not wanting to challenge them all too long, not at least until, you know, a piece of utility like the turret.
Yeah, and they
Gives
see the
it up.
turret and it's
Now they know
online, so
there
it's
are some
like,
players
are we
up
maybe
towards A
over
short.
towards here?
30 seconds.
Wall goes up,
They are
ball
running out
pass
of
and
time.
stack.
You might just
T1
come down to
should
this
have
crazy
this.
execute, last-ditch effort.
But
Carpe has
Especially
the
with the
nightfall too. Oh, this
fades.
is not gonna
Oh,
work out too well for
fade
ZETA.
ult
oh
hits
yeah, they could be swimming this with
everyone.
very much reduced HPs.
20 seconds to get into sight.
Saya player is already looking for the lurk right now. Carpe pushes up.
Wait.
It's immediately traded in. 14 seconds. If Sugar0 can find
Ooh.
something, which he absolutely
And the alarm bot
does.
triggered, so they know someone's
There's
behind.
a chance, there's a world where they can plant the spike in, but Saya player is
Whoa.
wreaking too much havoc on that flag. Thankfully enough, Yura answers in kind. And Rossi plays in the back of the site. Euron, he's
Just gonna
absorbing
tank
the
it.
snake bite to position himself.
Oh my god.
It doesn't work out. It's a 1 versus 1. Captain Laz!
Sugar0 once again. This guy
one tap,
is.
one kill.
This guy
No luck,
makes
all
rounds
skill.
that shouldn't
Oh,
happen.
Captain, my captain.
Wow.
That was awesome. I mean, you're on tanking that snake bite just to hold it off and make sure that Rossi
Saya gave it a good
would
run as
not
well,
be
though,
able
to be
to
fair
peek
to
out
him.
that quickly. That was something. It takes nerves of steel to do that.
6
But
at the
apart from that,
moment.
too, I mean, just with the way that the fight breaks out, you would have assumed that Carpe, everyone, the Nightfall, they should have gotten that fight.
Flashbacks,
but then
man.
ZETA
Sugar0
inside of
always
the
does
scope.
it, bro.
Not to mention
He
Sugar0
always
picking
does
out
it.
that multi-kill really turns things around.
Just
Where
a
is this
god
play
player.
going? Clearing up the entirety of A main as well as wine, just in case somebody creeps up in there. Pop shot on short with the Marshall. Not sure if that was heard properly by ZETA. Regardless of which, it's going to be a mid push anyways.
Okay, and Dep
Yeah,
probably
making
had
use
the
of that
cam over
movement
towards
speed.
market here. What is
Dep
the
has
timing on this
cut
peak
through
from
Market
Saya?
Pizza before, but now he's up against Saya.
He doesn't hit.
Lovely
Chasing
flash
down.
on top of this.
Maybe a little bit too much, but still works out for Dep.
Yeah, that was nice.
Clean takes, great flash. 2 players on the site. It's going to be Carpe.
Wait, they
somewhere
omen all
hidden
into this with the
on B.
eco.
Huge
They've got
hunt,
3
maybe a
back
couple of
aside.
pop shots through the smoke. This wall from the Viper
Zeta just gonna
is
cancel
giving
this and
some
go, eh?
cushion right now, Quack, for the rest of
They
T1.
knifed in, it
Zeta
only hit
division,
1, so they
are
don't know if the
calm and
omen stuck
collected.
the
They
ult
got
or
40
not.
seconds. They can let them cook. They can wait for the utilities.
Oh
and
my.
make something happen. And through all of this, Izu actually TPs at the back of the site. What a hero! But can his
Wait, the omen
presence
flash
on
hit
B actually
everyone.
assist the rest of T1? That is the biggest question here. Eskert has fallen down already. Izu's down to 12. 25 seconds, and it's not working out too well.
Zeta were very
There's
calm with
Harvey
this.
through it all, and it's all down to Rossi. So some pretty big utility used by T1, and ultimately still giving up the B side in the end.
Look, this is ZETA's map. It's one of their home maps, just as Will pointed out during the map selection phase. They're very
Yeah, the calling was good
they
here as
know
well.
how to work around this
They
classic
didn't panic. Like they got over towards this area of sight with 50 seconds left, and then they just kind of chilled out. To be honest, they wanted to make sure that T1 to the next move.
Right? It's awesome how ZETA was disciplined enough to tap the brakes. Let's take a breather for a second. We might have gotten into sight, but we know they are all around. Let's not overly commit. Let's not make assumptions and just rush in as they've done before in the past year, and actually wait for a second. If someone peeks out, we'll be able to shoot them down. At the same time, we've got this Odin, so let's make some noise, get these T1 players feeling uncomfortable, and then come in to destroy.
Is that the Carlisle Furia DNA, injected into ZETA?
Right, that's what they got in the timeout.
It is on a round where T1 are not on the full weapons, right?
Now that all the teams have shown play, who are the most likely to make Madrid?
Is there at least here for ZETA Division?
Most likely to make Madrid from what we've seen so far would be like, I mean, Americas is very open still, but you would probably say Loudon, NRG from what we've seen, and then Pacific. I would be tempted. I mean, it's Paper X, you would obviously say is the safe bet. I would be tempted to say that Gen G might shock some people. DRX still look pretty good though. I would go safety net DRX, but Gen G, Gen G,
the kind of bounce back between him and
they've come out of nowhere.
Creating these openings.
Oh yeah.
That only happened for a couple of rounds now, but in the rounds that ZETA Division have won as of recent, I think 2 to 3 rounds straight.
It's not always just that.
That's true, and they haven't gotten that initial contact with side player. He's always peaked up on
Talon looked good. I want to see another game of him.
Get that again initial contact here for T1.
DRX looked good. I want to see another game of them as well.
So now back on.
That's who I'd be going with at the moment.
But I don't know if it's going to happen that easily. Both of them looking to inch out towards B main, but look at how ZETA is reading this as well. All you got is Laz.
Yeah, this is lovely as well. Rifle shows. Set up the op. Now they can rotate. And we got some trips if they want to fall back over towards here. We're playing anti-KO setup with Cypher being on the opposite side of that. Wait.
Oh, what a smoke from Rossi here too. They're going the opposite direction, but it is falling as soon as it gets set up.
That's his team's.
ZETA Division, though,
that's his team cage. Bit of a miscommunication there.
Carpe's already here.
Wait, that doesn't backfire though, right?
Like an
okay, that's fine.
On T1 side, but I mean, it's granted because they do have the numbers advantage. Laz now caught in a 2 versus 1.
Maybe apologizing at the end there as well.
And that's not going to happen. It's not possible.
He probably just didn't think that Saya was wanting to go aggro again. They had such... They actually had like 2 kills that maybe Saya shouldn't have been taking the risk with it. But he probably hits the shot without the one-way.
Looking for that early contact, but it's not just that anymore. It's a bit more information, trying to inch out a little bit further, get that timing. We understand that, if they're not really pushing out B main, Xcure and Rossi just stay prepared. Izu, stay prepared. And all the utilities come at the right time. Xcure landing the first shot. They blocked off every single avenue.
Blob, it is looking that way. We're slowly heading there.
The clapback is just beautiful here from T1.
I was going to say, I like this because they're making it... Oh, boy.
As they detain or delay
what a
the
nightmare.
on B main here.
Whoa.
And this is why he's the big brother.
Damn, the 2 players over towards B main have done ridiculous work. They look like they're in the worst position ever.
Unbelievable. Just the mechanical skill involved to make such plays, but also knowing to
53 HP. What I was going to say before that as well is I like the fact that they do what they wanted. They do what they did in the last round as well to try and break the turret, but once you've kind of set the op up there before, they're just very scared that it's going to happen. Oh my goodness.
Very far from any kind of good information whatsoever.
It was kind of sick from Sai. I managed to dodge the knife with it as well.
The paranoia is just so damn annoying to deal with.
Okay, lovely.
Mistake by
Right, they get the 2 after the timeout as well. And they have some good stuff on defense.
It's really just T1, tier 1
ZETA,
mechanics, tier 1 skill, and you see it all.
The ZETA firepower just felt mad strong. ZETA had so much success over towards A.
The paranoia, the snake fight, and then the shot from Saya at the end. 7 to 5. That's a pretty good half for T1.
Over 1K on YouTube?
Let's
Damn.
see how they can carry that over onto the next half. Again, this composition, very interesting. On the defense, you've seen how useful it can be with a Poison Cloud, a bit of a one-way. Izu still, you know, being such a menace. However, onto the next half, how
Kostiaf, man, you've been watching too much Boaster.
How does this all
I know nothing.
pan out?
I'm already just imagining there's a bunch of line
And Necro, thank you so much.
We've seen Loud
Good
try
to see.
this before.
Please do refresh my memory with this.
Like the Viper Harbor stuff, and it kind of feels a little bit weird whenever they try to push into B. You know, it's like smokes and walls, but then other teams are just like, we can just spray them down, kind of. I mean, I'm not entirely sure, and I can't be entirely correct, but it is this double controller that I'm very curious to see how they're going to apply it, especially now that they've gotten a little bit of experience with this roster from the AVL.
Okay. I'm looking at that from a perspective where side pushes, right? But I'm also going to say that it allows you for so much segmentation on the map, right? Because you have two of the controllers, you have twice the capability right now to, we want to push deeper onto mid. Sure, Omen, smoke enough for us, and then we'll have like a Viper wall outside of market so that no one from the side can actually look onto market and maybe trade up. So those kind of scenarios,
All right, here we go.
more accessible to T1, obviously because of the double controller, compared to ZETA that only
Pretty
has
open
Sugar Zero
pistol.
on that
Anyone
own.
can win this pistol and be fine here still.
just, like,
I mean, anyone
still
can lose
feeling-
this pistol and be fine.
You know,
and
you're
win.
attacking, the only flash you have is Izu. So it really comes down to how they apply this. It's not that it's not viable, but
F goes in. Fade clears all of
see.
aim in.
That was Euron.
Attack wall
Also
for Viper.
His drone very early on, only spotting out Execute.
Create a lot of pressure.
So if
So
T1's plan
if T1 are
is
always doing this attack
to
wall,
rile
you'll
up a bit of
probably
utility
see Zeta
here
shift
from
over
ZETA,
that Killjoy
which is successful
majority of the
already.
time.
You can already see
Over
ZETA
towards B.
very much kind of scratching their
It's just the
heads where
easiest
they
way to
are.
get
That's why
info
you're
of
seeing
what's
so
going
much
on.
rotation coming in from
The good thing
depth.
about this
The
wall though
players
is
on
it does
short,
block the initial
they're
turret that people do, so
scrambling.
you got to use a different setup.
Wow, just feeling that pressure.
Like honestly, the turret middle and
Still,
alarm
though,
bot's probably the best setup to counter this wall.
Tree, that's going to be a big stack. Without the flashes, how do you break through it?
Knife
Saya,
goes in. I have
he's
no
gonna have
idea
to
if that
find
hit
that
the
contact, and
Cypher.
he's gonna
I
have to
don't
do it
think it
safely.
did.
Execute though.
And that's, yeah.
He snuck in.
Cypher might have
No
that.
way.
Euron's not even aware of this. He's just looking towards mid. And Execute has found his
The
accent
most
all
perfect
the
timing.
way through
Wait.
spawn.
Wait, something happened on radar. They're looking
short.
for him. They saw him.
No way.
Euron's actually looking on his own
Yeah,
side
he
of the
came
spawn.
up on
He's aware
radar.
of this, but the damage is being done already by T1 here onto the
What?
site, and Euron misses the timing there. Execrate's flank perfect. Sure, it's going to get traded out, but the damage be done, the site secured, and T1 has every bit of advantage taken to put themselves in a better spot in post-plant.
That actually
We got smoke
worked.
for B main.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, smoke
can't
for A
believe it.
main. Is this a
Execute
one-way
looking
over
through
towards
all the
door?
way like
If it
that
is, they
with
have to
the
go
toxic
heaven.
Screen that ZETA thought was kind of just left alone.
Oh, I like that idea
the
though.
retakes,
But they
how
didn't
do you
smoke
follow
off
through?
main.
They're just brute forcing their way. Let's see how well their brute force is going to work out.
It's pretty.
I mean,
Chat, they
Sugar
did
Zero
something
definitely
pretty
steals
cool here.
some
We don't have
damage.
another smoke
Is
for
there
a
any
while though.
smokes that I guess Sugar Zero can put himself on? Half on the defuse.
Off.
He's got to have to hold his
Damn.
first teammate, and he does. What
That is, chat, that's very impressive, by the way. Okay, so one way goes in over towards door, and Sugar Hero for sure deserves the title Sugar Hero for this. He decides to smoke the bottom of the one way to create pressure over towards door, and then all three go heaven. So he had the option of door smoke, right, and create pressure here, or we just block off A main and then all three go heaven, and it was just a genius idea, to be honest. And it like leaked out so much that it created so much pressure that when they were swung out towards heaven, it just meant there were individual duels. It was unbelievable. It was yeah.
Has all
Okay.
the right to
Hero
bring
play,
back,
but T1
a
decide to
deficit in that 5 to 7.
force into it.
Speaking of T1, force by actually here. Side player with a big dash in, right on top of Generator here, and the damage!
Okay,
Boy,
well,
the damage
there
very
goes
much
your
felt.
sight.
Yeah,
And I don't think we're going to be able to retake with two of them. There's a few upgrades in terms of guns on the floor as well.
That's gotta
Tough
hurt.
retake. I mean, this is going to have to be a call to a save for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the worst
Both Jordan
possible
and
thing
Dapper
that can
on
happen for them
rifles right now.
because
Guardian and a Phantom.
they need to
Do not
save
wanna give
really,
that up.
but then the money, like this
Even a late
much
lurk
money this
here
early
from
on
Execute.
is insane.
That's the scariest thing so far for me.
In reality, probably this is an armor rebuy, and that's about it. I could see a world where he doesn't want to rebuy armor, and they just accept it as well.
Of the double controller. ZETA's always going to have to be wondering.
Set to win the pistol, 1-9 loss bonus for these guys. Like, these two are literally under 2k.
How do we position ourselves?
Last player standing.
Yikes. You know what?
Oh.
I'll double up on that.
How is this still appearing at the bottom? Surely we learned from a year ago.
If you're somebody from ZETA that also
Should always
wants to peek out
appearing in the middle. Should always go to the bottom.
You can't see nothing through that smoke. Sure, you can maybe pop a couple of shots, but visual confirmation is down to a 0 as long as that wall's up.
Okay.
And there's a world where T1 just like 4 stacks it, drops the wall, and gets like a massive contact with, you know, sheer numbers. But again, one of those things. Just saying.
That's really cool, though, actually, yeah. I mean, that's what this toxic screen does. It actually controls so much. So, I mean, it's a very good composition, and you can see what it's used for. Of course, it takes a team like T1 to actually make it effective.
Fair.
Yeah, we can't do this in our premier games at home.
Are you saying the Banana Boys can't make it happen?
Banana Boys.
Actually, can't remember the name of our team now. I'm so sorry to every teammate that hears this from our team, our premier team. Anyways, back into the nitty-gritty. They're really important.
T1 as well
we
have an extra chance now to just get so much more money.
Yeah. This is not looking too
This
hot
comeback
here
is,
for ZETA Division.
at least economy-wise,
T1 sweet time, you know,
it's very much on.
If there's any nooks and crannies that there's any littered ZETA
And
players,
T1 kind of know
would be great if they can get that quick
that
4 to
most
5,
likely they're going to go aggro,
but
or they're
even
at
if
least
it's
going to
not,
stack somewhere
just
because
full
it's
force on the B side
it
or
is an
any
eco.
side,
They got no money.
it's going to be much to handle, especially when
The final call comes in to go over towards
only, as
A, and as we can see on the minimap, that is the
lone
right call.
Phantom
And
players
mostly because
stuck
Depp has
somewhere here.
early
And
info
never
towards
mind,
it.
they
This is the
actually
only
are
gun,
slowly
and he
going
does have
up
a
onto
dash.
short.
But he's
He's
going to
alone
get
by
no
himself,
info
though,
to be able
but
to
he's got
pop
the
it.
weapon.
It's a one and done.
30 seconds left.
Yeah.
Can't quite commit to the spray, so got the one. Rossi trades right back. Now A site is open. The rest of them might be able to sneak back in to maybe retrieve the weapon, but I don't know how much that is going to do.
Well, I mean, if they push up on the short, they're going to pick up at least 2. They want to open that door. They want to punish whatever they're trying to break through here. 2 from the flank coming in. So that will be Euron as well as Laz now picking it up.
Wow.
Nightfall activated for safety. T1.
Yeah, but I think the Nightfall's fine here as well. They know they picked up 2 guns.
I don't blame them. They still are at a 2-round
It is still a little bit
deficit,
scary.
so the more that they can try to secure something in terms of rounds, the better it will be for them. Izu into the corner
God.
here. Beautiful stuff coming in from this Omen player of T1, and it's turning into a full-on blast battle. Sugar Zero's just stuck on generator.
And they did
That's gonna
good
be
damage here, though.
T1,
Good
one
damage
more
on the
round
eco.
to equalize things in the first map.
Slowly going through over it.
What?
I mean, of course, ZETA, you know,
What is
that
wrong,
was just a
Bacon?
pistol, but
Do some work.
kind of interesting with how
What's
that
going on?
fragment
Get out of
was
chat.
tossed through, but you can always see just the movement from Izu with the way that he plays around some of these corners sometimes, in and out of smokes. Very, very tricky. Meanwhile, on the other half of it, just back into the game, right?
Yeah.
T1 with the approach on the attack.
We get the
We're talking
attack
about
op
that
out.
toxic
Dude, the
screen,
attack
but in
op
this
is
round, they just kind of waltzed into
the
A
attack op
after
buy
taking down Depp.
is so much
So,
higher than last year
There's so many
already.
things that they can do. Again, buying the
Like
attention
the
away because
percentage
of that
buy from the
toxic
games
screen,
we've seen,
but just creating
especially in
presence around other
Pacific,
parts of the map.
it's
Of course, now
very
that
high.
Depp has kind of lost his life around short by himself, maybe ZETA senses to call
Kang
for
effect. It
further
actually is, yeah.
reinforcements. Is it going to be enough, though?
And at least that recon, excuse me, that Sova drone does give away something. What
Oh, you gotta be hitting that one.
aggression here from Depp to swing out. I mean, sure, he's got some
Yeah.
safety with that tailwind, but
Depp gets away with an absolute freebie.
Elsa, this bro is going into the
It's a
unknown.
second shot at life.
That gives up the control of A short. Mid only has a measly
Lombok goes in. I like this
alarm
attack camera. It's nice.
bot
Trip
activated
as well.
here.
I like
So
the
here
attack
comes
Cypher
the
util,
rest
to
of
be honest.
T1
3 people
marching
on
in,
site, though.
barging in. But wait, hold on. I haven't seen the rotation here from ZETA yet. They've actually brought in Depp at the back of the site. If this is a full commitment here from T1, they might not know what they can uncover at the back at this entire B site. Excuse me, so I'm fumbling because right now this is gonna go for a full blast fight.
Oh, he
And Depp hasn't been spotted just yet. Now they know. There's so much to happen
Done
here.
great.
Depp is holding on. the call, the rotation, it's perfect. Excurrent now has
But wait,
the hold.
oh my,
Huron's
nice
spotted
shot,
through
okay.
the smoke
Well, the
by
recovery
Saya
shots
players.
from
Late work on mid,
Sayo are
and
huge here. They
T1,
get the
they
plant.
managed to make it happen.
No plant extra,
The
okay.
ideas were good.
Would have been nice for a bit of extra money, but there we go.
T1 with the number, still just able to play
want
off
some
the
important
information
jewels.
from their fallen
As simple as
brethren.
that.
You might have lost some
The
earlier
3 on
but
site
then
needed
as
to do a little bit
Excurent
better.
comes back in, man. This guy still the star fragger for the team. It's not just Saya player.
B.
It's not just Izu. Excurent.
Depp did well, yeah.
I heard like a black from. Is that like a voice line
What?
from Jet? I don't know. Anyways, okay. While we have this
Umataro
timeout,
with the prime.
I just
Thank you
wanna
very
call-
much,
I
man.
just want to talk about quick cause and effects.
Appreciate the support, dude.
Standard
Welcome,
composition
welcome.
on Ascent for any.
And
any
this
team
right
that
here
Zeta's
that we're
using
seeing here is a
up
change,
against
by the
what
way.
T1 is,
So I
employing
think that
right now,
I think
right?
this is right.
The big
I'm pretty
factor
sure this
here
is a
is
change. That
if
the
you can
assistant
bait out
coach
the
and the
non-refundable,
coach
non-rechargeable
can now
utilities
both
of
speak,
both
whereas before only the
the
coach could speak.
Sova and the Killjoy.
Pretty
Killjoy
sure
to a
that's the
certain
change
extent,
for
'cause
this
if you break
year.
her utility,
Not
especially the
100%,
turret, it takes a very
maybe
long time for it to
Bacon, you
very
could
long time for it to
confirm, or
break it.
Im if he's
Anyways,
still here.
If that happens,
It is the change.
the more Zeta
Yeah,
is
okay.
forced to use their own players to guard
Isn't that
certain
coach thing for
locations.
Pacific
Based
only?
Exactly.
They all follow
Because
the
of
same
that,
rules.
T1 with
They all have the same rule book
Rossi
now.
up and down smokes and segregation of the smokes from both of the double controllers is making it easier for them. Zeta is playing into their hands. The longer they lose their, the more they lose their utility, and the more that they get pushed into the side to hold it.
That's a great point, Asterai. T1.
Same
you
in
know,
Pacific, same for EMEA. Yeah,
that's
then
the
I
thing about
imagine.
the composition that
well,
Zeta are playing.
Not
on
I
the
imagine. I
defense,
hope that it's
it
the
gets a
same
little bit
in
tricky. It gets,
the other two as well.
It kind of turns into that battle of resources.
Yeah.
And, well, players are a
How
resource
about the
as
notes?
well, and
that
right
is actually
now,
something that someone should check
apart
for
from
sure.
players, economy is also something that they're kind of running low on. So we're waiting for that reset, and in the meantime, maybe they can get as much information as to how.
Because I
to
don't think
approach
that
as much-
changed.
as
I'm
much
pretty
as
sure you're
possible.
not
I
allowed
think
notes
that's
as
why
players.
we're seeing this a bit of that B main presence. Toxic screen, you know, nobody's really.
I don't think
working
that
their
one
way around
changed.
it, so maybe Hiroran just kind of goes in and positions himself up there. Meanwhile, the rest of them, they've got some of these sheriffs. Depp on the Blade Storm. He's guarding A Heaven.
And this comp from Zeta, you know, that everybody uses on Ascent,
jewel.
is that mainstay for such a long for such a.
Man,
again.
these these extra little crouches that some of these players are throwing in when they know where they're up against
Huron's the only
pistols are
one
pretty savage.
Left standing here. They both try to push in, but Excurent's timing his reads.
30 seconds left.
He is so ratty.
That's years of FPS experience for you. It's just translating into Valorant pretty well.
So that's
Sure, he gets
okay.
shut down by
Does pick up a
Laz,
gun
but
though, right?
2 kills already.
Okay,
Lots
Laz
of
picks up a
big
gun. They go towards him.
firepower
Double
on that
molly.
B site.
Time.
Time is an issue here.
Holy.
Oh!
If
Oh
Laz can
my.
Spike down.
connect,
Almost.
he can
Get a
convert.
little
Maybe
plant
that
on
was
this 6
something. He needed that
seconds. Don't have to
second kill on
worry too
Rossi,
much.
though.
Yeah.
There's
Even
a
that first
chance with
one,
the time
it's
here.
not going to be enough. He needed to really do something massive.
Oh, let's see if Depp
Omen
can
flashing,
visualize
he's sending
something.
it.
Oh,
Oh no, he's directly below him.
Oh god, he's just,
Oh man.
Yep.
Nicely done from, was this Rossi? Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
Rossi on
He
site.
forgot Rossi, couldn't get the kill on Izu.
Yeah, he just didn't see him.
So unless he could get the kill on Izu quick enough and then transition into Rossi, there was no world where Depp would have, you know, clutched that.
true. I mean, the tagging slows him down as well, makes him an easier target. But apart from it too, again, just keep in mind, it's a round where Zeta Division didn't have all too much, but with the way that they didn't show off any executes, it's just Excurent. Sneaks up, maybe drops to last, but those 2 kills were big enough. Now Excurent is offing too. Oh, there, he's back.
Oh, I like this Viper smoke.
No, he wants to show.
Oh, I like this strat.
You know,
Where do we
why
go? Creates pressure middle as
He
well.
was the one to be feared before, and the other bang bang.
Hey, did it
Couple
tag
tags
both
here
of them?
right now for T1. 3-man stack on B. Euron's waiting for any contact as he's preparing the dart already for the push, but T1,
Oh
they're no
man,
fools,
there's,
man. They
there's
will
actually a lineup here
let it
though.
cook a
There's a
little bit. They
lineup of
already got
potentially
control
3 players
of the
here.
B site.
There's no idea.
They can back
This
away if they
recon?
want to.
Oh
What's
man.
perfect about this is
Thank
if
God they
do,
moved.
there's like 2 players that they can catch off on the spawn. It doesn't matter anymore. Sugar Zero's by himself. He really has to just do godly anchoring stuff here, or else. Well, he does get to.
Rossi gets the important kill all the time.
I mean, Zeta's never in a spot where they can
Lovely round from them. Man, if we just let this recon go a little bit earlier,
right in front of them, and
I don't think they had anything to combo it with.
Strong second half.
Where was the KO? Could have maybe flashed with it.
That, you know, second round force buy, they haven't dropped a single bit, and Zeta, you're starting to think.
And this is an impressive attack half.
Another one of those
5 in a
rounds
row.
where they have to kind of half buy it up or save it up, and pretty soon,
Juiciest.
maybe,
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the 11 months. Thanks for the tier 1.
Because again,
Good
now
morning,
showing
mate.
off some of these executes, right? They get a bit of space, they sit pretty, maybe dropping a little bit to Sugar Zero, but the response from Depp and, you know, the rest of the squad not quite following through.
It seems like they can't.
Yeah, they had no idea.
Yeah. So it's more of them just hoping that this stack that they're doing in the back of the site is going to be
Carpe or Rossi? Carpe's cooler.
But we've seen it for these multiple rounds already that it really
You would imagine with how many players T1 had that they did an extensive trialing of multiple people calling. Uh-oh.
Oh, damn. Yikes. He's down to half.
It's still alive.
I mean, he's happy to be alive there, for sure.
Not quite sure how to adjust around the defense, though. T1, with the way that they're playing around this, Depp kind of...
No way he goes back.
Again.
I mean, it might actually win him the round.
Puts himself right at the start, right at the corner here. And that's not the call, that's not the play that we were looking for. But it's the kill on
Still go to the side with 2 people. Uran, if he pushes over toward...
Hard lurking. Uran.
Oh my god.
I don't know how safe he can really be at this point. He does deal some damage right now. Whips out the classic, but even if he can't win that fight against Easy, there was 2 more deal.
Need to start winning some rounds on defense here. They get a buy here, full buy, but full buy.
Yeah,
I mean, the 3 best ults you can have in this comp.
Was picked for. They know
so this should be the one for them.
That every other team, or at least Zeta Division still, it might be a new roster, but the idea is that
this attack op is
centered around this
the thing that this attack op really like drills into you, and I think it's going to be a good thing for like Chinese Valorant as well, is you just have to be so aware of like your angles and just discipline of not peeking angles that it's like the fastest way to learn when everyone's abusing an attack op.
On the B side before. Now the whole team,
it's something where honestly in like EMEA and like as in Pacific for sure, we're kind of seeing it now that I think it will have so much effect.
To play in. It actually still works out in the end. Excurate now should get spotted as well here. As he uses
meanwhile, while this was going on, ZETA decided to smoke off A main and just clear over towards Wine, so they got a kill for this.
No, like, no Korean flash and dash on mid. If ever we see any of that, it's always just been Depp just swinging out, but that's not going to be enough.
Yeah, I feel like no big reason to, because they're always kind of anticipating that T1 is playing that default, and that's what they're doing this round. Very, very tricky to work off against. So just kind of hanging back, getting the info, playing off of it. Heroed on now.
He's getting chased. Wow, he has to hold this.
He did. Great to get one.
He's good enough for the 1, though. They do know that Rossi as well as Excurate somewhere
they would love to win this round without having to use any ults.
What is Depp thinking about?
Whoa!
It's him just thinking about, maybe it's my time to shine.
I thought all day he's getting traded there.
Give myself some highlight reels. Stack up, start this 2024 right.
They changed production company, Bacon.
I mean, I gotta think about how that B main was played out. Depp picking up the first kill.
Actually, I have no idea who's called this timeout. I'm guessing T1,
too much.
But
so once that owl drone was sent through, we instantly knew, all right, I could do something against the Saya player. And as soon as that pressure is alleviated, you know, they don't have to work too much anymore. The rest of them finding some frags, Heroed on getting the information for the team. Depp is able, or at least enabled, to find the remaining frags.
Okay, it is T1.
Oh, but as it happens,
Not happy with
just
the one round lost on
round
attack.
win. Autumn is like, nope, that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah, instantaneously uses that timeout. But you're absolutely right, you know, it was a bait and switch. It was a little bit risky, and it was the first round after so much garnered already here from T1. Oh, every single game this entire day, man, has been so hard fought for both teams.
Welcome to VCT Pacific, Asarai.
What a first day. My goodness, I am enjoying every bit of it, but I will not, you know, I will be remiss if I didn't say this has been an intense and very much painstakingly long day.
7 ults,
My God.
and I like the
Teams
timeout just more because if they win this, it's pretty much the game because of economy. Or they're gonna have an easier time because of economy.
But apart
Right,
from that,
this is gonna be a rough bite, and then if
right? Still,
there's
this
one
round,
after.
Saya's still on that off, very scary. Euron back on the Odin.
I've been liking this from Zeta though. The amount of
gonna
times
post
we're
it up.
doing this fast original smoke,
risky
it's forcing
spot
out
for
this
Dep, too.
smoke from
Next year
Izu
it's
all
still
the
living.
time.
I mean, this time though, they've put a lot more
Uh-oh,
bodies
does
into
the
trying to
Omen-
deal with Execute.
Oh boy, he sees the gun.
Now that they don't see anybody on B main, you can see the rotation from Blaz right now. If he can maybe stop Execute from breaking this alarm bot and shutting him down, that could be something if he pushes on A main here. Sugar Zero, ooh boy.
There's a vision
Again,
block, a
get out.
knife, hit
Dep still
what,
on the
2,
corner.
maybe
It's
3.
very important that Zeta does not like move too much right now, because if they get punished
Call
by
is
Execute, or
to
if
hold over
Execute
towards
goes
A main,
deep
2 go
enough,
up short, and then we can potentially have
then
this
some
luck towards
rotations might
middle.
come through. We got 45
Or at least
seconds
making
left.
sound towards middle as well. These two heard that.
Worst case
Doesn't cause a
scenario right now
rotate.
for Zeta. This push out on short, if Huron can't hold this, Dep's hold on this boost spot
30
for the
seconds left.
past
The
minute or
smoke
so
might help
is going
Dep.
to be nasty.
A poison cloud. Oh, ooh.
He does
Oh
get
my.
one. He dashes over, but gets immediately traded.
Lovely Sovro. This guy needs to ping on the floor though. It's a bit too high. Okay, there's the ping.
On,
Oh.
and he does blast Execute away. That's a spike drop down on short too. 12 seconds. So unless Saya
A
player
good round
can
from here on.
take down 4 players
Wait, hero
2-second
run,
intervals
right?
each
Yeah.
with 8 seconds left. Quick maths for you. This should be another round for Zeta Division.
I was not able to calculate or catch any of that, but yeah.
I mean,
You got
8
hero
seconds,
Ron
4
and Sugar
players,
Hero.
2 seconds each.
Too many. But yeah, I mean, it really is those 4 players. I think that's the main thing, because they were able to stay alive. Dep having the skill to react to players who are trying to approach from tree. Pump the brakes for T1. I think there was that timeout called from Autumn to maybe attempt at a new default
I mean,
to try to sneak their way in.
Kind of good news, I guess,
but
for T1 is
because
they
they
got
weren't
2
able
ults
to
out of them.
catch or fish
There's
for
only really the
anything,
Killjoy ult that they have
Execute
to be
couldn't
super
find any
scared of.
other kills off of his lurk. It's that much
Oh,
easier
we
for
go
Zeta.
aggro. Okay, it's
Now,
the
here's a
Liquid Brazil
different
strat.
aggressive play from Zeta.
Oh,
Dep-
man.
Oh, enemy battle in
Anime.
the air, and that's gonna be Dep winning it out against Saya player. Still though, quick little trade as Carpe finds Hiron. It's Zeta wanting to get the 1-up onto T1 here. It is trade for trade.
That was an
There is
absolute
that
shot
quick
though,
TP at the
by the
back
way,
of the
chat.
site. Is
It was
going
an
to be full
absolute shot. Dude, he
commitments?
stuck the
Dep
Omen ult.
No.
He's back of B right now. What a weird round.
Izu did commit his use on the from the shadows to the back of sight, but the spike did not come with him on B. It's still hovering somewhere
Trying-
here on A main in the hands of Carpe.
Exactly, trying to sell a fake. But Dep kind of saw a glimpse of something towards top mid,
Yeah,
so he
and
has an
honestly,
idea.
they don't know about the
Rest of the
smoke
team to
side, but
split
this
up.
smoke here at least.
Trying to get the information around the sites. Izu, though, could still be a very deadly force.
Yeah, look at these
Even
two
gets
over
one
towards here, and
frag,
these
that is
two
quite a
on
bit of
A are
damage.
hidden.
Absolutely,
And I
especially
feel
with
like when
2
they go into
players
sight,
already
they're not going to
committed
expect
to
2 here. So one of these could really...
this B
Oh, they're going
position.
back.
But they're
They're
calling them
going back. I think this is a good call. Well, as we
Yeah,
can
30
see on the
seconds, they
minimap,
can
it
do
is a
this,
good call.
but
Gonna be low on
really
time,
slow
though.
creep.
30 seconds
They have
left.
to run for it though. Again, it'll
When
take
does
like
Laz decide to
10,
pop his
15
ult?
seconds, but they're not
Does
coming
he?
back to
Wait, they're
B
going back to A?
again.
Oh,
Laz
no.
has locked down Laz's turret.
Oh,
back
man.
towards
The
A.
indecision.
They're just
Izu-
about to touch tips.
Oh,
There you go.
Fatal
Dev's
goes
got the
in. Oh,
first
that's going to
one,
hit both,
Nightfall
though.
activated. They'll trace everyone at the back of A.
Well,
But the
that's the
Odin
lineup, it
reigns
feels like.
supreme.
that's right, Zeta Division. Sheath your samurai sword. First of all, we had depth in the anime duel
That was
up in the air.
that was a
Then
mad round
after
to watch.
that, just getting a good
That
read
first
for
duel
things,
was so
being
sick.
stationed and staying
Look at this shot though.
frosty.
Oh my.
Like this kill was so much. And then as the dust settles, yeah, they're from the shadows, playing some mind games.
Oh boy.
But ZETA just stays calm and collected. You know, feeling the pressure that
They
had
overfought
last
that
year,
one.
maybe this would've
Yeah, I
been
don't know,
different, but
when they were like
this
here
year,
and there
this
was
Brendan
28
Atarashi
seconds
ZETA
left,
division, they are
like I
so
think it
much
was.
more,
I don't know
rejuvenated
what
and ready.
changed for them to
Grab Sky,
go back.
operator out.
Close.
Truly close indeed. Saya
Okay,
player, though,
same strata in
chasing
terms of
into
the
the ends
fast B
the
split
earth.
with the smoke over
He
towards
wants
middle.
that contact play in
And
motion, but off-cap kills, Euron and Dap. Rossi and Saya answers back.
Can Laz
Last
get
back
another
to side.
one?
Gets some coverage on the smoke by his teammate. Has to hold. If he makes any big noise, that could give Rossi an opportunity here.
Euron could
As
knife
you do
close
see
for him.
Izu slowly creeping his
Could
way
flash in, could
onto
distract, could
fast
anything.
lane.
Yeah, love the nade.
Fragment's perfect. That does force back Rossi for the moment here.
Oh,
Rossi's
man,
just trapped,
really nice.
bumped himself into the corner, and it's all down to
Izu
Izu.
1v3.
50 seconds, spike in hand. He's pushing himself forward. He knows he can't plant the spike without them punishing him, so he might as well
Yeah, and
just be
plus the
proactive with this
Killjoy
one.
ults here. Yeah,
And
he
Laz
no
finds
matter
him
what
with a
here, he has to
beautiful
push because
3K.
Killjoy's going to go
And all
down and
turned
he's going to
him
have to
over.
push
It's
anyway.
T1.
And
They
it's
had a
like, you
streak
might
of
as well
rounds,
push when
Zeta
there's less
also
time
left their own.
pressure.
Yeah, T1 just
Dude,
really
4 in a
trying to
row.
throw out, you
One
know,
chance
all the
though to
remaining
close it
cards
out.
left in their
What is
deck,
this one?
trying out
That's
to
one.
see if they can
That's
execute,
one of the worst ones
but
I've drawn
the
ever.
recon, the traps,
Not as
the
bad as the one that you
cyber
guys are
cage,
spamming, but
it just
it's
wasn't
probably in
quite
the top
enough.
5.
The ZETA had enough of a
Maybe
read
maybe number
to
2.
deal with that. And not to mention the last 3 kills. Laz
Okay,
was that
one
controlled.
one
He
chance.
didn't push past the
We
dark
got
cover, even getting information
Dark,
onto
damn,
its
okay,
lane
we got
and
double
then
Guardian.
peeking out for the final
All
2.
light armors, double guardian.
Oh,
Wait,
what
we're
is this
sending
now?
it.
They're making a lot of noise here. What is happening for Excurrent? He's already been spotted!
Oh,
Euron
it's like the
coming in from
EG
pitch,
strat,
all the
just
way
with a
from
free-person
downtown
push over
on the
towards here,
short.
but the recon's a little bit
Snake
late.
by
Hey, that's
activating
actually
here
really
on
sick.
A-main.
You push over
Maybe to
towards
stop
here
any
with 3
pushers
people, the
out
instant
front.
reaction is to
Zeta
go into
Division,
this
but ultimately
area, and then
also
you
stops
late
T1
recon into
from
here and do
pushing
the
up
EG
into
spam.
A-main right now.
Yeah, man. Mega
actually really
impact
cool.
kill. Excurrent has been such an annoying lurk for the past several rounds. Now they're just like, you know, if he's gonna be alone this round, you know, previous round they tried the B push, they're not gonna try it again.
And
Let's
anyone
punish
anyone
him.
here
That
as
was
well eats
also
the
first
Omen
time we've
flash, so
seen
they
that
can't see the
play
recon.
come out from Zeta, so
Yeah,
that's the reason why I kind of freaked out a little bit.
I'm freaking out right there with you, dude. Now it's gonna be a 4-on-5 without
Who
Excurrent.
did they lose?
That's a
Okay,
lot of pressure
They,
off
they didn't
of
lose
Zeta's
the...
shoulders.
True, but
They probably lost the
all
best agent
things
you
can
could lose,
always
I
be
would say.
turned up.
This is for that overtime or bust, man.
There's at least that.
Yes.
They still have Jet
sure.
with a dash. They still have
Not to
smokes.
mention, you know,
Entry
Zeta can still
util.
play it safe. Last still has the lockdown for the retake.
They do have this smoke, though.
Bring them down.
With the Prowler combination, it
30
pushes
seconds
back
left.
so much. You can't see Laz has to hold on
Oh,
for his
Yeah,
teammate,
Laz gets the
but
kill and
it's
he's
a
fine to
beautiful
give him
bait
sight
switch.
because they have Killjoy ult, so they need to
Now,
come up
there's
with a
going to be the
plan. That's why
plan on
Rossi's
this
sticking
spike.
over towards short,
Down.
and he's going to need some help.
Locked out.
They do have it. Rossi's going to hold the angle here. No, 2 of them will actually do so. Crossfires abound. Euron's finally shut down here, but this
Oh.
could become deadly, which it does. Izu gets spotted out. Rossi's already done his damage. Carpe's
That's
gonna have to
probably the
become
duel,
big
because Rossi is
with
so
the
low,
Guardian. Not
and
gonna
Sugar,
happen for now.
Sugar 0
And
and
now
short.
Rossi, ay, ay, ay. 50
Yeah, I mean,
HP.
What are you gonna do?
Locked down.
Good luck.
He has to cross or even get a kill. If he
Ah,
does,
it's so
maybe
unlucky.
Maybe he has his ultimate. I don't know. He's there. He's there. They're
Yeah.
with him, but
Nicely
again, the
done
team
from
is
Zeta. What
looming
was
over
it, chat?
his head, and Zeta
11-7?
Division almost looking to
11-7 at one point. Every single round.
Come back with a
It was a sick map.
13-11 swift
They had some really good stuff as well. They had some like brand new
Just
stuff
the
from
first
the
map.
original comp.
But my oh my. First of all, that forced buy from T1 in the